Ask us your questions. We'll give you our opinions. Tell us your stories. We'll give you our opinions. Read us from your diary. We'll give you our opinions. It's in my homosexual opinion. IMHO, the show.
Darby.
What?
This is the most important conversation that you and I are ever going to have. We are entering the podcast space.
Alexis.
So what I want you to do is I want you to be really focused, okay? I want you to be really on. I mean, you're always on, but I want you to be extra on, and I want you to be really
Can I turn you off? Can I turn you off? We're on. We're already filming.
What?
We're already recording.
Huh?
God damn it, Alexis.
Where's the light? There's usually a big red light bulb.
No, there's not. You're the big red light bulb. Hello, everyone. Welcome to IMHO, the podcast.
Yes, hi. That's Darby over there.
And I'm Darby.
And I'm Alexis.
Oh, sure. We are so excited to be here in our home. We just moved in.
Yeah, Studio 71. Thank you for carving out a studio just for us. The studio, fun fact, this has never, ever been used before by anyone else.
No drag queen
So
has ever been in this room.
we're the first people to ever be in here. And I got to say, it's gorgeous.
I have to say it's a room, and I appreciate that. You know who didn't get a room?
Who?
Mary and Joseph. I don't want to get into it.
I mean, Christmas
the
is already
passed. I don't want to get into
Christmas
it.
is already passed.
Yeah, I don't want to get into it.
And despite your what is that word when you don't want to do something?
Oh, work.
No. When you're like but despite your protests.
Thank you.
This isn't a Christian podcast.
Oh, well, we'll see. We'll get there.
Yeah.
We have some time.
No, this is actually, we're so excited because this is an opinion and advice podcast. We're going to be giving our answers to your stories, your quandaries, your questions.
You are so good at this, Alexis. You have kept us on track for a minute and 45 seconds. Now I'll do the real work. Yes, hello. We are here live. For those of you just joining us, we have a YouTube series called IMHO the Show.
Yeah, it stands for In My Homosexual Opinion.
I have it. I got it. Thank you, though. We have been doing this show where we review, oh my God, what was that show?
It's a TV show.
What's the show called that we review?
Lost.
Camp Wanakiki.
Oh.
We review the show, and then people are like, we don't want to hear you talk about the show. We want to hear you talk about yourselves. Well, they say that to me. I don't know that anyone's ever said that to Alexis. Yeah. And so we said we should do a podcast. So now we have IMHO, the podcast. Do you get it? Do you get how we had IMHO, the show, and now this is the podcast?
Yeah. So
Does that make sense?
Uh-huh. So we're boldly going where no drag queens have ever gone before, and we're entering the realm of podcasts.
I can't believe no drag queen has ever done a podcast before.
I'm really excited. This is our first episode, but what I want to know is what we're going to call our fans. Because, they have the Murderinos for the murder, Ron and Brian of the Ronettes or whatever. What are we going to call ours?
Okay, so you want to come up with a fan name 2 minutes into the brand new podcast?
I feel like that's just setting ourselves up for success. I'm trying to be more positive about my intentions. And
Sure. And you know what? I'm trying not to be so negative about your intentions, but then you do it. And then that's really more
What
your
if we
fault.
call them our hosts because we're IMHO?
We have plenty of time to workshop that.
Okay.
We have plenty of time to workshop that.
Yeah.
This is Studio 71 after all. They're really into details.
Okay,
You can't just
before we
make
get
up
into the
things.
questions, how are you today? Do you have anything to report? It's a new year.
Yeah.
I thought it could be fun. We're doing a new project. It's part of my project, which I'm calling Project 2025, where I'm trying to better myself by doing more things.
Right. I love that. See, and that's another thing that I think a lot of people aren't dialed into. We're in a brand new year. There's nothing can go wrong this year. A lot of good things happened last year that are only going to make this year better.
Yeah.
One of those being what
Wicked.
we're now calling Project 2025. And I'm so happy that we came up with that name and everything. So we're here today to talk about tariffs. Now, a lot of you don't understand, but your grocery prices will drop.
Okay, no.
What?
It's not that kind of podcast
Oh,
either. We have
okay.
questions that people are desperately trying to get answered. So we're going to offer our homosexual opinions, our drag queen opinions. I happen to be trans, so I have trans opinions.
You're what?
Trans opinions. Yeah.
Good for you. Trans rights.
Thank you.
Trans pride.
Thank you.
We are going to offer our opinions because it's literally in the title. And we've also the first drag queens to ever do that on a podcast. But we are not doctors, okay? I know I might look like a model, a mom of 4, a doctorate, but really, I'm a podcaster.
Yeah.
It's what I was born to do. Have you ever heard of the radio? I used to have one.
Yes.
So please don't take our advice as anything but medical, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course.
I did take a first aid kit when I was on Camp Wanakiki. So I kind of am a doctor.
They had a first aid kit at Camp Wanakiki.
Not after I took it.
Oh, sure. That's why everyone got so injured in the following seasons. That makes sense.
Can I tell you what happened this morning?
No.
So we are a little bit in we're time traveling right now.
Yeah, at time of recording, oh my God, this is going to blow y'all's mind. It's 2024.
Yeah, but don't talk. But at time of recording, I literally just within 24 hours finished moving into a new place. And this morning I was getting my coffee. I was making my omelet. You know, I do 3 eggs and I do some tomatoes, onions.
I don't know
lettuce.
that. How would I know that?
And then I look out the window to the neighbor's house. There's like an empty lot and then the neighbor's house, and there are 2 policemen outside.
Oh, a cab.
And then 2 other, I agree. And then 2 other plainclothes people, and then a woman yelling. And at first I was like, oh, maybe there's squatters in there. It looks really nice, but they have like lawn furniture on the balconies. And then I lost interest after a couple minutes.
You moved into a brand new house and you're immediately judging people's furniture choices on your block. You live behind a gas station.
Well, don't tell people where I live. That's Darby, can I see you back here?
I didn't tell them the exact place.
Can I see you back here? I don't want people to know exactly what kind of building I live behind because it'd be very easy to figure out.
It's a gas station. Well, that sounds really exciting. I'm glad you're making new friends in your neighborhood.
Thank you.
Now, at time of filming, we are still dealing with a plumbing issue. I'm so sorry to tell everyone this, but our poop exploded in front of our building.
Yeah.
By our, I mean the building as a whole. Okay. Yeah. And when you live in a building, a rich community, if you will, which is so important, you got to find your community. When you live in a building, suddenly your poop becomes everyone's poop. You know what I mean?
Everybody poops.
Everybody poops. Everybody poops. And we poop on the road. We poop on the road. So there is poop in front of my house, but I have to say, I love the color. You know?
It's a rich.
So you get used to the asphalt.
There's a
I want
richness.
something different. I want something deep.
Yeah.
I want something deep.
Yeah.
We're still dealing with that, but you know what? 2025 has great things ahead because I've decided not to poop this year.
Oh, I love that.
I did it for 40 years. I feel like I've done enough.
Yeah.
You couldn't hear this, but our engineer, Annie, just gasped when I said I was 40. I just want you couldn't hear that.
Yeah, we're introducing new characters into the IMH universe.
Yes, but
and Annie is our producer.
Gasped.
This is our first episode, so we'll see if she stays.
Why wouldn't she stay?
Because of you talking about poop and her gasping.
Oh,
like
yeah.
maybe she doesn't like that.
No, she was gasping because she couldn't believe I was 40. She absolutely believes that I pooped on my road.
Oh yeah, a little bit about us. Darby is 40. I am not. Okay.
You will be this year.
Should we get into some of these questions? Because we have people really wanting to know.
What do you mean?
Our opinions.
It's our first episode. We don't have questions yet. Since we don't have questions yet and it's our first episode, we have to give opinions of some kind. So, Alexis, I'm going to give you my opinion about how you run your life.
Well, wait, there are a couple of questions here.
Oh. Okay.
But actually, I'd like to know. I'm trying to better myself. I'm doing Project 2025.
Yeah.
I'd like to know what your opinions are on me.
Okay.
How am I gonna
Okay.
better my
Fine.
life.
You know what? I think
Let's
that's
do
a
your
great way
top
to
three.
start.
Let's do your top 3.
My top 3 notes?
Opinions on me.
Oh, God. Okay. Hang on.
Yeah. This is called IMHO. This is your homosexual opinion.
I can't say the T slur, right? These are my opinions of what I think 2025 you should do in 2025.
Okay.
Number 1. Prozac. It has changed my life. Before I got on Prozac, and I'm not a pill pusher, but I did marry someone who was pushed out of one. You know, my mother-in-law worked for Big Pharma, and that's why I have money now.
Oh, I love that. You should change
Well,
your
I don't
dog
have money
name.
now. She's still alive.
You should change your dog name to Big Pharma.
I would love to do that, honestly, but I'm so tiny and skinny. You can't, podcast people, you probably can't see this, but I'm very, very tiny.
Yeah.
I'm about 2 feet tall, and I'm so skinny. So that's number 1. Number 2.
Okay. Can I respond, or do you want me to wait till the end?
Number 2, I think it would be so confusing. So many opinions coming back and forth. You know what I mean?
Right.
So let me just keep my opinions going.
Okay.
Number 2, I want to spend more time with your boyfriend. Callers, listeners, Alexis has a boyfriend that she got in 2024.
It is the most successful
I've met him 3
relationship
times.
I've ever.
I've met him 3 times in 6 months. I'm her best friend, coworker, and honestly, emotional support animal.
And financial support.
And financial.
Yeah.
And I've met him 3 times.
Okay.
Unpack that later. And number 3, I just want you to believe in yourself.
Okay. Number 1, Prozac. I'd love to. I do have health insurance for once, but I haven't done anything with it, so maybe I'll try and get on Prozac.
What do you mean you haven't done anything with it? You finally got health insurance and not do anything with it?
I got health insurance at the beginning of 2024, and I tried to do
you've
it.
only had it a year.
I've tried to do an appointment with the lady down the street from me, but when I called, after she realized like the kind of medicines I'm on, because I'm trans, so I'm on a couple different medicines. She was like, there's another one in your network in West Hollywood. Would you feel more comfortable going there?
No.
I was like, you don't want me in your place. And also it was like,
You don't want to go to West Hollywood. You have to go up the hill.
I know, but she discriminated against me because of my transness.
That's why she said West Hollywood?
She saw the list of medicines I was on and was like, why don't you go to the gay neighborhood?
That's not discrimination. If anything, Alexis, that's gender affirming.
It was gender affirming.
Okay? Because she's saying gay guys, listen, I can say this. She says faggots. Faggots love girlies. They love a hot girly with titties.
Yeah.
She saw your titties.
She didn't see me. It was over the phone.
She heard them. You're a very busty speaker.
She heard him.
You're a very
Yeah.
busty speaker.
Okay, number 2, my boyfriend. It's the most successful relationship I've ever had. I'm very happy with him. He's amazing. He loaned me his car so I could drive us here today. We would love to hang out with you. I just know that you don't like to leave your house, so I never offer because I don't want you to have to cancel on me.
Okay, listen. I will leave the house if I have a reason to. This is not my home. So, spoiler alert, this is not my home.
Not yet.
That's true.
The street of your home is filled with poop. So
Our poop, Alexis, not just mine.
yeah.
Okay. Thank you for staying with us, Annie.
And then what did you say for number 3? Oh, have confidence.
I didn't say that.
I believe in myself.
Yeah, you interpreted
I'm working on it.
as
I'm
confidence.
working on it.
In what way?
Well, I'm in therapy.
Okay.
Successfully.
Yas Queen work. Wait, but can we be honest?
No.
You have to break up with your therapist this
Okay,
year.
but if I break up with mine, you have to break up with
mine.
yours.
I'll break up with mine. Can I tell
She
you?
doesn't like her therapist because you can see too much of her ceiling.
I can see too much of her ceiling. Okay, I've never seen this one in real life, and all I have is Zoom, right? Because Zoom, you remember pandemic?
She just sees from nose up and then ceiling.
Well, no, I see the top of her shoulders, and every now and then she'll pick up her dirty little white dog, and I'm like, don't pick up your dog in the middle of a
Mine
session.
does dog too. Mine does
Yours
dog.
sounds insane, and I want to hear about more
She's
later.
really sweet. She just feels more like a friend to me that I might want to break up with.
You
soon.
should never know anything about your therapist.
That's what I think, but she
Ever.
keeps sharing.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that. I like when my
really
therapist says,
sweet, though.
like, if I make a really dynamic, incredible point, which happens a lot each session, I do like for them to go, you're so funny and perfect. But other than that, I don't want to know your opinion. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it feels like
anyway,
it should just be
But I see so much of her ceiling. What is she hiding?
You see too much of her ceiling and not enough of your own.
Therapy talk is really hard your first year. You'll get used to it. Yeah.
Well, speaking of therapy talk, I believe the doctors are in. And
Okay.
we do have some questions.
I'm
Darby,
in.
I think the first one has to do with you, so I'm going to go ahead and read it. Do you have
Okay.
any requests of accents?
None would be preferable.
Fabulous. Question.
Oh my God.
Okay.
No. I change it. Goal number 3, fuck believe in yourself. Get an ENT. There's something inside your throat. You know how RFK had,
Rebecca Ferguson?
yes, she has that dead worm in her head? I think there's
What?
a worm in your throat.
I would know.
RFK
I can
has a
feel when
dead brainworm.
when foreign objects are in my body. I'm really good at feeling that.
You weren't so good at it on the cruise. You slept through it.
Okay. Question 1. Please don't interrupt me. Please don't interrupt me.
Okay.
Okay. Question 1. Hi, Darby and Alexis.
Oh my God. I was just thinking about that cruise though. Do you remember when I saw all of your pubes but from the back?
It's episode 1, Darby.
Okay, I'm
let's
sorry.
save
Go
some
ahead.
of
Question
it.
1.
Okay. Hi, Darby and Alexis. My name is Vincent, and I'm a proud messy queen, and I constantly annoy my friends to try and can someone in.
Are you having a stroke?
Okay, hold
Goal
on.
number 4,
Stop.
figure out your stroke.
Okay. Hi, Darby and Alexis. My name is Vincent, and I'm a proud messy queen. That's from our Patreon, Messy Queens. And I constantly annoy my friends to try and con someone into watching IMHO for me. My question is, what has Darby found helpful in her ADHD journey? I was just diagnosed with ADHD hyperactively. Any advice would be appreciated. With love, Vincent.
Aw, thank you, Vincent. I love Vincent. Vincent's been there from the jump.
We love Vincent.
We've known her for years. I'm so sorry your brain is broken, Vincent. But you're gay, so I guess it was already kind of broken. I just went on started my ADHD journey this year. I decided I wanted to finish tasks and, more importantly, respond to text messages. Now, I'm still working on that second part. It's a work in progress, okay? I am a pill pusher, but it's helped me so much. Adderall. Now, listen, of course, when we were in our 20s, when we did college, when we did 20s, okay, your roommate would say, hey, do you want an Adderall so you can stay up all night so we can party and get bitches. I don't know. I didn't have a lot of straight friends. I don't know what they say. So I would take it recreationally, which you shouldn't do. That's illegal.
No.
That's illegal. I don't know which camera. Now, the problem is I did take it for fun. So when I met with my psychotherapist, what is this? Psychiatrist. Now, let me tell you about him. He's so cute, and he's also over Zoom.
Oh.
Do you want to hear something crazy?
Yeah.
So my therapist, I see too much for ceiling. For him, I've never seen anything. I only see his face. He does the super blur.
Oh,
So
yes.
it's like he overcorrected. One day
You're
do want to.
Goldilocksing with these medical professionals. You
I
need to find the
just
right one.
I just want to see his walls. Shut up. Anyway, you do need to talk to your psychiatrist about medication and your past history with it. Don't lie. So I got on the time release Adderall, and I know listen, I know Adderall can do really bad things because it is basically meth, but like prettier, because meth is like what? Dr. Pepper? But this is cute because it comes in a little bottle and the pharmacist says, this is real, and you take it, and it's changed my life. It's absolutely changed.
Really?
But I'll tell you this, Vincent, the thing that I think helped the most was just finally saying, oh, fuck, I have ADHD. I'm much nicer to myself.
Yeah.
I'm much nicer to myself.
Yeah.
Especially days where, like, the last few days I forgot to take my medicine. That's why I didn't answer any of your text messages. So sorry about that.
Yeah.
And usually I would beat myself up about it, but I was like, oh, no, you just forgot your medicine. You're okay, babe. Take your medicine. I forgot again because I didn't have my medicine, and that's an ADHD problem.
Well,
but
usually
eventually
your
I got
husband gives it to you. What was he doing?
My husband's very supportive. He's a very loving, supportive man. But he gets very stressed out around the holidays and family stuff.
Oh.
And so I think he's trying to keep one focus, one place. You know what? He probably has ADHD too, if I'm being honest.
He definitely does.
Well, he was on, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, so I'll keep it in. But he was on Adderall as a kid, and it gave him tics. Like
Yolanda tick? Like
who's Yolanda?
Yolanda from Beverly Hills? Yolanda
No, she had
Hadid?
Lyme disease.
But don't you get that from
fuck?
ticks?
Oh my God. He took Adderall and was not given the bug tics. He got tics like that. So,
Okay, well, we can't put that in.
Well, I'm a doctor.
Wait, can I be honest and vulnerable with you?
What?
When you weren't answering my texts this weekend.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry.
I thought it was because you didn't want to be asked to help me move, but I would
No.
never ask you to help me move.
No, that wasn't it at all.
Oh.
I was just having, you know what it is? When you wouldn't understand this because you're not on medication. I mean, you're on the trans
I
medication,
take Zyrtec.
but what does that do?
I take Zyrtec every day.
And you know what? You've been changed for the better. Yeah, your brain goes all haywire, and it's really, I go inside myself, and I have a really hard, you got horny when I said that. So I just have a really hard time like getting out of my head and thinking how my actions are affecting others. I get that from my dad.
So you think Vincent should take...
Vincent, I think you should take Adderall, and if you can't find Adderall, you should take meth.
My only time I've ever tried Adderall was I liked a boy and I wanted to seem cool. And so on Halloween
we've all
night one
done it.
year, he was like, let's take acid and then snort this Adderall.
Oh my God.
And so I did, and I thought I was going to die. And so I've never really
We
done
don't really
either
do
of those
drugs
things.
anymore.
That was in my 20s, so a couple years ago.
In my 20s, I did a drug at a late night rave bar, but it took me forever to find the drug. And so when I finally did it, the bar closed, but the thing was just now hitting me. And I was like, well, I don't want to go home like this.
No.
So I see a guy on the sidewalk. Okay, I should be dead. I see a guy on the sidewalk, and I'm like, hello, guy on the sidewalk. Because he's also kind of like tweaking out. And I was like, okay, you obviously have done something. Turns out he worked for the public broadcasting station in Chicago, and he ended up getting fired because of his drug use. But I went to his house. It was really nice because Adderall helps you clean.
Let's get into question number 2. This
Can I
one's
read
kind of
it?
a long one. Actually, it speaks to you, I feel.
Okay, I'm going to read it just because you seem to have a dead worm in your throat still.
Yeah. Dune.
Hey, Alexis and Darby, congratulations on the new show. How fabulous. Oh, so it's a gay guy. I can't wait to go for my morning constitutional, which I call my old man walk, and listen to y'all. Did I ever tell you about the time my dad's really old, and
He's constitutionaling himself to death right now.
yeah, he's like 81 and he's shitting himself to death. But it's taking so long.
He's a bad person.
He's a really bad guy. We'll have a whole episode about him. But anyway, when I was a kid, he would poop every morning. And sorry, thank you, Annie, for sticking around. He would poop every morning in the downstairs bathroom. And it was a 30 to 45-minute thing.
Before phones were invented.
Oh, sorry. He would go get the newspaper outside and he would read the entire newspaper while pooping all morning, which I have to say is decadent.
I don't begrudge him. He
no,
had three
decadent,
kids, two of them
decadent,
are twins, one of those
decadent.
is gay. It's
Yeah,
a lot.
it was hard. I was not an easy kid because, I was gay and God said that was bad. But anyway, so one day I'm like 12. Okay, you remember that age? Remember being 12?
Yeah, it was
Feels
only
like
a couple of years
yesterday.
ago for me.
I thought, what's going to be great? I'm just going to jump out when my dad comes out of the bathroom. Because I thought, aren't you in a great mood after you poop? I'm in a great mood.
And you want to be pranked immediately.
You immediately want to be pranked. You just pulled your pants up. You want to scream.
Yeah.
So I jump out. Boo! But like, I'm a gay little 12-year-old. Like, it wasn't scary.
So it's kind of like, boo.
It was like, ooh, boo. He rolls up the paper and just starts beating me with it, like over the head. And it's like, God damn it, blah, 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 blah. Isn't that horrible?
Yeah, he's a bad guy.
He's dying. Okay.
This question is really long.
Oh,
just
sorry.
So you know.
Speaking of old, I have a bit of a pet peeve about the youth these days. All of that was capitalized, by the way. Having grown up and gone to high school in the 80s, I really do wish that younger queer people would realize that that decade and even the ones before weren't medieval times and queer people weren't all to it. Did you think this read to me because I'm old?
Darby, just keep reading.
Okay. And queer people weren't at all to a person sad and closeted and living in the closet. In fact, I was out in high school, having come out to my friends immediately after Stephen Carrington showed up in the original Dynasty. I'm sure that means something to someone. I had a boyfriend and we were all well known as a couple. And though we got the same homophobic shit that most queer teens get, I don't think we were any worse off than some high school students are today. In fact, having been inspired by a book published in 1981 called Reflections of a Rock Lobster about a young gay man in high school who took his boyfriend to the prom, my boyfriend and I very publicly made plans to go to my senior prom together. We were eventually called into the principal's office to speak with several members of the school board who told us that they didn't want to tell us we couldn't go to the prom together, but that we might be putting ourselves in danger from, those other people who had a problem with it. We eventually both took our best friends to the prom, and then we all hung out together in a cabin owned by my best friend's Lisa's uncle up in New Hampshire. That sounds made up. Where my boyfriend and I had a romantic night and our girlfriends were there. Anyway, best of luck on the podcast, Patrick. Thank you, Patrick.
Sweet.
Now listen, since you think this is speaking to me, and honestly,
It's the rock lobster part.
Thank you. Thank you so
They
much.
know you're such a fan of that.
I love their songs. Mm-hmm. One thing that I've loved about doing IMHO, the show, and now the podcast, is I get to connect with a generation of kiddos that is not my generation. I feel like a lot of people that listen to our show or watch our show are much younger than us, which is so exciting. I'm so happy y'all are alive.
That's fun.
The world is going to explode, and you're not going to be able to see 40 like we are, but enjoy your time while you have it. Anyway, I've loved getting to know the younger generation, and I honestly don't think it's that they think that everything is like medieval and that everyone was sad all the time. I think it's just those are the only stories that get told. Have you ever seen a movie about two kids in the 80s fucking at the prom? Boys?
No, but
No,
my
you
favorite.
only see the sad stuff. Oh, you were
yeah.
going to say something about the band plays on.
No.
I'll save that for the next one. I don't know. Does it ever blow your mind that when we were growing up, hang on, I'm doing the math. So like Gen Z, right? Young, fresh, hot, very now, very in. So what we thought of as like the 60s, like 1964, that's how they view 1984. It's like the year that we were born
No, I was
feels
born in
like
84.
the 60s
I was born much
to them.
later.
Isn't that crazy?
I was born much later than that, but that is insane.
We're basically JFK to them.
You're talking about a lot of FKs today.
Well, there's two.
Wait, I want to know did you ever do high school prom or anything?
Yeah, but I Patricked. I went with best friend.
Yeah.
Best friend Betsy. Actually, your best friend from your childhood is always your best friend. It doesn't matter how many people you meet along the way. You're always going to be closest to that person. And you know that if at any moment you need them, they will be there for
they're
you.
probably like
and that not a
updates,
single
newer
person
versions of
in
best
your
friends.
life, no matter
And,
how
you know,
often
you meet
work
people
together,
and you decide to go into
or
business
you
with
live
them,
nearby
and
because
you
they
live
suddenly
near
moved near
them,
you.
and so it's
they're
kind
never
of-
going to be your
well,
childhood best friend.
no,
they're
of
never
course
going to
not,
have
but,
known you
you know,
for that long.
what's not-
So we're
what's-
always connected.
one man's trash
we're
is
always
another man's
connected.
treasure,
And
you know
I've
what I
always
mean?
said she's trash. No, Betsy and I went to junior and senior prom together, and we did this.
Your friends.
But I wasn't out at the time. I was just like this all the time. And
Yeah.
I was singing No More Drama by Mary J. Blige on stage. And so no one knew I was gay. It was crazy. The part I hated the most about prom, and Patrick, I wonder if you feel this way, the part I hated the most was the pictures, because you have to do the hand around the waist thing. And then inevitably a parent will be like, oh, they're so cute together. I bet they end up together. I bet they're going to end up together. Which is usually, it was said by a mom who was also married to a gay guy.
I went to junior prom and there was huge drama. Okay, I was friends, me and my 2 gay friends, Diego and Joel. Shout out, boys. Hi.
Were any of y'all out in high school?
No.
Cowards.
Joel was not out, but he
So you
was
weren't Patrick.
already dating. I was not out, but I was secretly in love with one of them. And Diego wasn't out, but he was also like very comfortable with himself. He was like dating boys. Anyway, we were friends with these girls in choir. There were 6 of them, and they called themselves the 6. And I was always so mad.
We're 6. Whoa, whoa, we're 6.
Like that.
Yeah. Who was beheaded? Which one of your friends got beheaded?
Definitely Melinda.
Yeah, she deserved it.
No. I was so mad because I wanted to be a part of the 6. They were all fighting with each other because there was like one was dating this guy, and then all of it. Anyways,
Say his name. Don't be afraid.
I think his name was Charles, and he was a gymnast / cheerleader.
Like the king.
He would host all the boys in these cuddle puddles, and I would get insanely jealous.
What do you mean? Explain that.
So Charles had a younger brother, and they were both gymnasts, like
Oh, it was with his brother?
gymnast bodies. No, the brother wasn't in the cuddle puddle
Why'd you
directly
bring it
with
up?
him. So Diego and Joel, my best friends from high school, the 2 boys, and all these other boys would, at parties, they would all go off by themselves and lay down with each other and have a cuddle puddle. That's how I learned about cuddle puddles.
What do you mean? What do
would
they do
lay
to each
down.
other?
They would just lay down and like
And
nap
touch?
and touch, and they would lean like head on stomach. Like you remember in church when you had to like lay your head on someone's stomach and then laugh?
What the fuck?
Yeah, that's what they would do.
What kind of church did you go to where you had to lay on someone's stomach and laugh?
You never did that?
No.
You take 4 people.
I was told I was going to hell, and I would get whipped with holy water.
For sure. You'd take 4 people. Each person would lay on one of the other people's stomachs, so you're all connected. And then one person laughs, and then you're all laughing through the power of laughter. And I guess that's to be a symbol for the power of Jesus or whatever. This isn't a Christian podcast. Anyway, they would do that. They would do cuddle puddle.
Girl, that sounds gay.
And I was always too scared to get in there because I was like, they
You'll get a
probably
boner.
already think I'm gay and I don't want to get
Yeah.
in there.
Yeah.
Little did I know,
Yeah. You
Anyway.
were very good at being undercover as a gay man. I believed it. I bought it.
I was very sad. A lot of sweats.
Yeah.
I went to junior prom with them, the 6 and my 2 boys, and there was huge drama.
Why?
So me and the naughty girl, this friend Megan, she wasn't a part of the 6, but she
Wait,
was in the
say
group.
her name again?
Megan.
Was it Megan? Maegan? Or are you saying Megan wrong?
I don't know.
Good.
Anyway, she taught me about Crown Royal and Dr. Pepper, and we
Oh, of
drank
course.
that. It was
Sure.
fabulous.
Gross.
It was
Yeah.
fabulous. And then senior year, I don't remember who I went with.
Oh my God. So grow up gay, very religious, and there was a guy who his family wasn't religious at all. So when we would have sleepovers there, his dad would drink Crown Royal. And there was nothing.
On the rocks? Neat.
I don't know. But I do know that my friend, who is now a pastor, I introduced him to the church. It's my fault. And I'm so sorry about that. Anyway, he loved to collect the little purple bags that the bottles came in.
They were fashion.
Yes, bitch. So his entire bed.
They were Bagoo before Bagoo.
His bed sat on a pile of Crown Royal bags. Never been more impressed by anything in my entire life.
What do you mean? Like so many bags? Or
So
just
many
like
bags
a
you
few
couldn't-
underneath the bed?
So many bags. He'd been collecting them since he was a kid. So many bags that you couldn't put anything under the bed. It was just filled with Crown. Isn't that kind of hot? And
That's amazing.
He
That's
worked
like
at Blockbuster.
smelled in the coins.
He worked at Blockbuster, and he was in show choir with me.
Okay.
So he would rent the softcore porn from Blockbuster because we couldn't rent it. And he'd bring it home. And all the show choir boys, we would sit in the room next to all the Crown Royal bags under the bed, and we would watch, what was it called? I Like to Play Games Too. And they would it was a sequel. I have no idea what happened in the first one.
I can't
so
see
I have no
Annie.
idea what was happening.
I can't see you, but will you put a thumbs up if you just laughed at that? There's a thumbs
Perfect.
up.
Okay, that was the thumb.
Thank you.
I Like to Play Games Too apparently stays very true to the original source material, but I didn't see it. But we just kind of quietly sat there and like giggled as we watched this woman get banged on a pinball machine.
You guys, there is nothing gayer than a group of straight men. Groups of gay men don't even act that gay. Cuddle puddles, watching porn together.
Because the shame we get from it is their design.
Okay, maybe this is a religious podcast.
The
and
shame
maybe
we get from
you
it
are now
is their design.
Oh, wow.
Also, I just want to point out, Patrick, that wasn't a question.
Well, we're an opinion podcast, so we're just giving our opinions on things. It doesn't have to be a question for them to write in.
Oh, okay. Patrick, my opinion is there should have been a question. Okay, final question.
Hi, Darby and Alexis. My girlfriend and I have been together for about 6 months.
Brag.
I'm pretty obsessed with her. She's super hilarious, stunningly gorgeous, and has a thick ass, and is always down to watch me play Fortnite. She even plays once in a while, though she's not very good at it. My question is, what do I get the girl that has everything for Christmas? She just moved, and I want to show her how much I love her, which is a lot. Also, we don't really hang out with her best friend that much, and I know I want to hang out with her too. Thanks for the advice. Love, Alexis. I mean, Austin. So that's Austin. He has a beautiful girlfriend. I think you know what she would love is a charm bracelet. There's a place in Ventura that you can go, they have bins of charms and you can go pick that out. So I think like a day trip to Ventura, California. And then...
Alexis, I'm so sorry to interrupt you.
What?
I do need to do a quick confessional.
Okay.
So if you could just turn away so I can do my confessional to my camera.
Yeah. Also, there's a mic down here. It keeps touching my leg and I think it's a dog's nose.
I'm gonna do a confessional.
Oh,
Thank you. You just turn around. I know she wrote that question. I can tell she wrote that question because the first thing Alexis says whenever she has to describe herself is she is a fat ass. And she does. To her credit, she does. Okay? My house used to look much different before Alexis started coming over. She knocks a lot of things over because there's so much of it. And I love it, believe me. As someone who has Hank Hill booty.
Who puts a lamp next to a couch?
Everyone. What are you talking about?
On the end that's...
You live behind a gas
sorry.
station.
I'm sorry.
Turn around.
I'm sorry.
But it's our first episode, and I don't want to come off as too mean. I just want to show her support in this difficult time as she's continuing to be alive, which I know is not something she wants. So I'm going to pretend I don't realize that this was her question. Okay, confessional over?
Okay.
Wow, Alexis, what do you think we should tell this person?
I think some jewelry is nice. You know, she doesn't sound like she's really picky, so maybe some flowers.
Why would she want a charm bracelet?
Because she never got one when she was little. Well, she wants to pick out the charms, probably.
Oh, okay. You suddenly switched to I. That was strange.
She wants to pick out the charms because she
what
never...
kind? Like a Pandora?
So, right... No,
like a Taylor?
Absolutely
like
not.
What?
A vintage would be... A vintage one would be... But there's a place in Ventura that has... It's specifically you go pick out the chain, pick out the length, and then you go through and you pick out the charms. So it doesn't seem like Pandora or something. It's like a boutique.
Like my Princess Diana charm bracelet?
Yes.
Yeah.
But I want one that fits my wrist because your tiny wrists.
Oh my God, thank you so much.
Probably the girl one.
Actually, Annie was just saying that she couldn't get your microphone on that one. So could you say about my tiny wrists again?
Well, another thing that she probably would want.
If you just want to, just so we could take it back real quick, if you could just say the tiny wrist thing again.
We're running out of time though.
Okay.
I want to be respectful of everyone's time.
Okay.
She probably loves like a nice dinner. She's probably not picky. And she probably, since she just moved, she probably doesn't have a whole lot of money to like get you a really good gift. I know what she wants to probably get him. Another like Xbox controller or something, Fortnite or something. So, but money's probably tight because she is just recently moved. Well,
Yeah,
what's your
that's the
good gift?
reason.
What's your gifting? What's your gifting ideas for this
Okay.
holiday? Because you love a little happy.
So,
you love
yeah, I do.
gifting is your love language.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Okay, so I call them happies. It's something my mom, we're not currently in communication, but again, my dad will
Which is
be
not
dead
happy.
soon. That's not happy. But when he dies, I think we can
That
break
will
the
be
spell.
very happy.
Yeah.
Do you remember?
So she would buy me little. We go.
You remember in The Wiz when it was like, "Can't you feel a brand new day?" And because the queen was gone or whatever. That'll be like when your dad dies.
Yeah.
Although
So
he wasn't as talented as that witch. She could really sing.
Can I be honest with you though? He has a really pretty voice. I get my singing voice from my dad.
The worst people sometimes have the best qualities.
Oh, yeah. A lot of my great qualities come from my dad, but I had to work out all the other bad ones, like racism.
Can we
That
just
was
say he
hard.
wasn't always bad? It was after his heart attack or whatever?
He was always bad. Okay. He just wasn't bad
Oh.
to me.
I don't know why I feel the need to like defend your dad. Sorry.
What were we talking about? Oh, gifts.
What's
okay.
your get? What's your little happy? What are we?
So-
I mean, the holidays have already gone, but if you want to get your
It's 2025, okay?
Yeah.
This year is going to be perfect because of the tariffs. So everything's going to be so cheap. So I love buying just happies, like little tiny gifts, usually under $20, under $10, depending on who I'm buying for. If it's Alexis, it's under $5. If it's Curtis, it's around $50. And it's just a little happy surprise. And you say, I got you a little happy. And then they get a present and then you get to have sex with them. Well, that's how it goes when I give people gifts. They're just really horny. So I love doing that. But one thing that I think is so great about gift giving. If you are a bad gift giver, it's okay. Not everyone is born with this gift of giving and the such as. But you do love things. And you do have things that you use every day or you use often that really make your life better. And it could be something as small as the type of flosser that you use. Not you, obviously, sorry. Or it could even just be like the overnight oats cup that you have that you love to put your little overnight oats cup in, you stuff in, okay?
Oh yeah.
So what I do, if it's somebody that I really can't think of something to get them, I go through my old Amazon purchases for the past like 6 months or year. And I go through and I see what have I bought that I use a lot, that I'm really happy I have.
Wait,
And
that's so smart.
yeah. I'm a genius. Well, you don't go through your Amazon, Alexis, because then you'll get really depressed because you'll realize that you spent way more than you made.
No. Hold on. I'm gonna go through.
Well, mysterious Austin, I must say, if this girl with a fat ass was my girlfriend, I would probably get her. Oh God, I don't know. Can I say this? This is a Christian podcast.
I think we've said plenty. You can say whatever you want.
Okay, I think I would get her an ENT appointment because it sounds to me like your girlfriend has something in her throat all the time. Perhaps
his cock.
This is a Christian podcast.
I'll turn around.
Thank you. I thought, honestly, it would be easier in studio. Like, I knew we'd be sitting further away than we do for the other show we do. I knew that we wouldn't be in my house, and I love not having her in my house. She has a fat ass. But then for her to say, cock, right into the microphone, Annie's right there. Annie can't get over all the poop talk, and now we're adding cock into it. And the way Alexis does it, sometimes poop and cock are the same thing.
No. Okay.
What?
That's not true.
I'm proud of you. I'm proud of this relationship.
Watch it. This comes
listen.
out in 2 weeks and we break up. We're not breaking up.
Wait,
But
are
wouldn't that
you?
no, not at all.
You know what? Let's end our first episode on me giving you my opinion about your relationship.
No.
Tell
Let's
me.
save some of it for the end of season 1. Okay, listen. Usually for the web series, I give my pee at the beginning. I thought we could do something different. We're changing up the
Okay.
format. We're changing up the formula,
Sure.
but it's still same old us. So I thought I would do my pee at the end of the night.
Yeah, I
Because
don't
my
care.
name is Alexis P.
I don't care either
Bubbles.
way. Yeah, it's fine.
The P today comes from Patrick, our second writer, and it stands for pet peeve. Because I think peeve is such a cute name for an animal.
Why did you do your pee at the end then? There's not like a big segment? Why didn't you do it at the beginning?
I'm doing the segment right now.
What is it? Where's it go? You just said it.
That's the P.
That's the segment?
That's yeah.
That's not a segment. That's a sentence.
What do you mean?
Just do it at the beginning. What do you mean? What do you mean?
I'm in the middle of the segment.
That was one sentence.
You haven't let me finish.
Finish the segment. I cannot wait to see how this turns out.
The P today stands for pet peeve because I think peeve is a cute name for a pet.
End of sentence. Okay, thank you so much for that. That was incredible. I honestly don't know how we would have made it through the entire episode without that. That was incredible. Thank you. I'm so
Yeah,
impressed with
of
you.
course.
I'm so impressed. Also, we just wanted to thank everyone who has come over here from the internet. I know a lot of people don't watch the Drag Race of the RuPauls anymore because there's so many of them and like we've lost the magic.
Yeah.
Not us. I've never been on that show.
No.
Can you believe she asked us to do the show and we had to turn her down for this podcast?
Who?
Right. Play it safe. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
No one. No, but thank
yeah.
you so much for coming over here. We know we have a lot of people who watch us from TikTok and such as. We do have a Gen Z Costa Rican lesbian who does all of our social media. So thank you,
Yes.
Paola.
Thank you, Paola.
And so I'm just excited to have a different setting to try different things that aren't all around a TV show.
I am thrilled. This is going to be a really positive step forward, not just for our little community here of IMHOers, ho gals,
Sure.
but also just for us as friends. Hold hands.
Oh, this table's so much wider than it looks.
Hold hands. We're media. I'll hold your finger.
Oh, yeah, thank you. We're also going to have guests. So if there are, we've got a few people lined up, but if there are certain people you'd like us to talk to, just make sure that they're not boring and or my dad. And I think we'll be just fine.
Now, if you have a story you'd like our opinion on, or a question you'd like answered, or a query or a quandary that you'd like us to help you out with and get some advice, we do have an email address. It's IMHOthepodcast@gmail.com. Send us anything you want. Keep it a little snappier, and we'll give you our opinions, our advice, our answers, our...
Patrick, we absolutely loved reading your email, but it was too long.
No, we love Patrick. He's grandfathered in, so he's allowed to be long.
Stop. You can't say grandfather when he just said that he went to the prom in the 80s. That was what his 10-paragraph email was all about.
Wait, there's no way prom in the 80s are grandfathers now.
Yes, they are.
What do you mean?
Okay, I born 84.
Yes.
Okay, at 2024.
And I born much later than that, but go ahead.
So let's say I had a baby at 20. I could be a grandfather.
What do you mean?
And I was born in the 80s.
Hold on. 84 to 2024.
2004.
Oh, 2004
baby.
is baby.
So this year they'd be 20, so they could have baby. And that's young. Patrick is 20 years older than us. Patrick is grandfather.
Well, I don't think we need to insult our listeners.
You brought it
our
up.
viewers.
It's not an insult. Listen, aging's a privilege. Okay, not everyone gets to age.
No, that's
Oh, that's one thing I love hearing about how people you went to high school with died, especially if it's like really scary.
New segment, Death Equals Lady. If you know someone that died in a weird way, send them to Darby and IMHOthepodcast@gmail.com.
I am so interested.
She loves it.
Let me just, you know what? That's how we need to end this episode. I need to tell you an insane death story. Okay, I'll do one. Picture it, 1999 or 2000. The towers were still standing. And I rode the bus with this girl, and she was so cool.
Is this my favorite?
You have a favorite? Oh, red heels and flare jeans? No, she died in a car accident.
Oh my God, how many death stories do you have?
A lot. They drop like flies.
Continue.
So I'm in high school. I'm so young. I have no idea what lies ahead of me. I just know that I'm so skinny. And how am I going to make it out of this town? I ended up fucking my way out, which it's not great. It's not great, but it is what happened.
Oh.
So we rode the bus with this girl who was so fucking cool. She was like a femme tomboy. She had a very like mask energy, but a very femme presenting look. Oh. You know what I mean? I was obsessed with her.
So she didn't take shit from anyone?
She didn't take shit from anyone, and she did her nails.
She was just a woman.
Yes.
Yeah.
Loved her. Anyway, she had a younger brother who was like a couple years younger than us. And he never rode the bus because he liked to be a bad boy at 13. So anyway, he was doing a sleepover with one of his friends. Do you remember sleepovers? And they had rented a game at Blockbuster for the N64. Do you remember N64?
Yes.
My mom put one on layaway at Kmart. And then when Kmart was closing, she forgot and she never got it.
Do you think it's still on layaway?
Well, that Kmart's now a Hobby Lobby, so it's probably a cross that you put on the wall.
Oh, yeah.
So I hear about this. This happened like over the weekend. We go to school on Monday. She's not on the bus. And I'm like, oh, that's weird. Because again, absolutely obsessed with her. She had very long, dark brown hair that was almost black. And it was so shiny.
Could she light up a room whenever she walked in? Is this what
Don't
you're
get me
talking
started.
about?
No, she lived. Don't worry.
Oh.
But gorge. She could be dead now. I don't know. I haven't checked in on her.
Okay.
Anyway. But her younger brother, he rented a game from Blockbuster. They're playing N64 at a sleepover. And then he's like, you know what? I have GoldenEye at home. For those of you who are young and don't know, GoldenEye was so fun.
Oh my gosh, slappers only?
Yeah, it was a James Bond game.
Fortnite just released a first-person version of Fortnite.
And then,
so you can,
listen,
it looks like
I
GoldenEye.
love that you are bonding with your boyfriend over this Fortnite thing. I think that's so cute.
Thank you.
But that's a y'all thing. So it's like 3 a.m., okay, in my tiny little suburb, and he's walking home to go grab GoldenEye.
Wait, who is this? Your friend?
This is girl that I'm obsessed with, younger brother.
Okay.
He's walking. There's no one around. It's a suburb of Memphis, Tennessee. Like there's no one out, obviously. So he's walking home. He's like 12 or 13. And a drunk driver, the only car on the road, drives off the road and hits him walking on the sidewalk, pins him to the fence. Dead.
So he never got to play Goldeneye.
Well, he owned it, but his friend never got to play. Do you think his friend ever played it?
Probably not after
Anyway,
this.
she stopped riding the bus. And I'm like, well, why stop riding the bus? Because she stopped riding the bus because our bus went right by the place where her brother got killed.
No.
And the fence had a hole in it for like 6 months.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's traumatizing.
Yeah, but her family's super Christian, so I don't feel that bad.
I have been your friend for, I would say 10 years at this point.
I'd say we've known each other for 10 years.
I've been your friend
I feel
for
like we've
3.
been friendly for a couple.
But we've been working on this. We've been working together for what? 4? How old is IMHO? 3 years?
5, 6, 10,
No.
3. You're from Texas.
Anyway,
you don't do math.
I have never heard that story
Yes,
before.
you have. Yes, you absolutely have.
Well, the point is that you have a new death story. You're continually surprising your friends
I
with
don't
death
remember his
stories.
name, but it was 24 years ago, so I think that's allowed.
Yeah.
And the next year was 9/11, and so we didn't think about him at all because we were so, as a nation, we were so. Do you remember all the T-shirts and all the flags? Yeah. Well, that has been our first episode of IMHO.
I
the
hope that last
podcast.
segment where you told about the death wasn't too offensive.
To who?
Offense. Thank you for watching. This has been IMHO the podcast. We do have a Patreon if you're interested in joining. You can watch us there. Patreon.com/IMHO the show. We also have merch at IMHO at dragqueenmerch.com. And we'll see you next week.
Bye.
In my homosexual opinion, IMHO, the show.